What is going on, everybody? It is Nidge here, just here to remind you that if you are enjoying the content, to leave a like and a comment on the video. Also, if you want to make sure you never miss anything, make sure to subscribe, and if you want to get all the latest information on what's going on the channel and to get in touch with me, follow me on Twitter. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you in the video. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of our Leicester City career mode on FIFA 15. As I record this, it is actually Wednesday, but I think this will probably be coming out on Friday, in which case you should all be getting your hands on FIFA 15 about now if you've not had the early access, so hope you're all enjoying that. Today's episode we're going to have a couple of friendlies, one against Borussia Mönchengladbach, which is today, and then one in a week or so's time, which is against Marseille. Then we'll be jumping into the full-on Premiership season in the next episode, so we're going to go ahead and jump straight into this game against Borussia Mönchengladbach first, so I'll speak to you on the other side of the loading screen, guys. So here we go then, guys. We now face Borussia Mönchengladbach away from home. The first friendly we had was, of course, at Leicester at the King Power Stadium, and that was against Bayer Leverkusen. We won that game 2-1, and I was really impressed with that because Bayer Leverkusen are no pushovers. Hopefully we can get a similar kind of result away here against Mönchengladbach, but if there's one thing we know about FIFA is that away games are always a lot more tricky, so fingers crossed we can pick up a win, guys. Here we go. Oh god, they're getting in behind. Out. Oh my god, Kasper Schmeichel's had a nightmare. Jesus. Oh my god, we've all had a nightmare. Christ. What happened there? Schmeichel, what was he even doing then? He managed to see it out just about as that flashes wide, but my god, guys, that's not a great start. Ball from Mönchengladbach again. Oh, it's a good save. Oh my lord, what a miss. Heads it over from an open goal, basically. Mönchengladbach are really taking the game to us here. Don't know if it's still 0-0. Loads of room down here. Someone closing. Yeah, penalty. Thought it was. 20 minutes in, Borussia Mönchengladbach have been all over us, and Anthony Knockaert there conceding the penalty, but it was struggling to get near him, guys. They're absolutely keeping the ball so well, and we just, like I said, we just cannot get near him. It's a blatant penalty. If this goes in, it'll be at the least that they deserve, because like I said, we haven't even been able to get into the game yet, but fingers crossed, Kasper Schmeichel can make himself a little bit of a hero here. Come on. Which way are you going to go, Cruiser? Which way are you going to go? I'm going to go left. Oh my god, he's blazed it over. Stuck to my guns and said the way I was going to go, which I always change my mind usually, but never mind. He puts it over and we are somehow still in this game, guys. Got taken out there. Good link up. Campbell. Drinkwater going to hit this. Oh, wasn't far off. It's the only sort of goal that we've really had in his first half, and it was a good effort from Danny Drinkwater. Did not look far off at all. Just over, the keeper was standing still there, statuesque. And there's half time, guys. Somehow still 0-0 because Borussia Mönchengladbach have bossed almost all of that half, especially at the first 20-30 minutes. They've missed a penalty. They've had so many chances and we've seen hardly any of the ball. But then again, the last 10 minutes or so of the half, we did come into it a bit more. We've got the ball on the ground, started playing our own brand of football. We had a couple of half-decent chances, but I'm sure the stats will show. Look at that, 2 shots, none on target for us. 7 shots, 2 on target for Borussia Mönchengladbach. And in the second half, hopefully we can pick up sort of where we left off towards the end of the first, because we were picking up the game a little bit. And hopefully we can come out of this with a win or at least a draw, because we have shown some signs of resilience at least. So let's go into the second half, guys, and see if we can do any better. Come on, get across, stop the cross. Ah, I thought he'd cross it first time. He's done, mate. No! Oh, dearie me. 1-0 down in the 50th minute after we held on for so long in the first half. They've scored really early in the second. It actually wasn't bad defending by me for a change either. The ball came across after I did well to stop the initial one. Well, I slid in, he didn't actually cross it, but look at this. Schmeichel, what are you doing there? Should be doing better. Falls straight out to the striker and just taps it in, but I'm afraid the blame for that one has to be passed on to Kasper Schmeichel, and again it's another example of this new intelligent goalkeeping system not looking too great. So 1-0 down. Hopefully we can do a bit better now, guys. Fingers crossed.
Gets it back, passes it again, wants it back.
It's a mess, it's a mess. Get rid. Oh my lord.
Great chance, got to be.
Crikey, 2-0 down, and that was just an absolute mess. It's really struggling in this game. Herman, who's come on as a sub, I tried to play it out wide and it was poor choice, but I should have just hoofed it clear. They've finished it really well, and we find ourselves 2-0 down, and staying up in this first season could be a struggle while I get used to this game, guys, because it's so different to FIFA 14 and I'm still not quite used to it yet. So 2-0 down, what we're going to do, So there it is, guys, the second friendly. After we won the first one 2-1, we lose this one 2-0, and Borussia Mönchengladbach were by far the better team in that one. Really struggled to live with them. You can see there we did improve slightly in the second half with 5 shots, 1 on target, but they did score 2 goals, whereas we kept it to a 0-0 in the first half. They're a bit more clinical, and I think it might need a bit of a formation change to perhaps do a bit better. We'll try. We've got another friendly left against Marseille, which will be coming up next, and I might do a formation mess around and see what I think after that, guys. So I'll speak to you in a second. So guys, we now face Marseille in our final pre-season game before the Premiership officially kicks off. Going to be another tough game. Marseille are a really good team, and so were Mönchengladbach in the last game actually. And in fact, all 3 matches have been against decent opponents, which is a good thing because it gives me a good test of how the team's doing, rather than playing easy teams and then getting a big shock when we get into the actual league fixtures. But before we head into the game, I have changed the formation a little bit. I've changed to a 4-5-1 just to see how it does. I felt we needed a bit more attacking support, so we got the 2 cams in there as well as the wingers, but I have actually done some specific individual role instructions as well. So Ajoa should stay forward and act as a target man, with Weimann pushing up and almost as acting as like a second striker, whereas Drinkwater should stay in a supporting role, and Campbell and Knockaert should also get forward a fair bit. But Cambiasso, who's a really pivotal role in this formation, he is in the centre of midfield, and he should not be attacking at all. He should be getting the ball in the middle of the park, spraying it out wide, spraying it up forward, and just acting as like a linchpin of the team. You'll see he's actually gone down to a 77 already, which is a bit disappointing. I'm sure he was a 78 before. I've just noticed that, but he's old, and that is kind of what we expected from him. But a little bit of a sort of experimental line-up here. We've got the same team, but with all the specific instructions and stuff. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. So we're going to head into the game now against Marseille, guys. Just so you know, because no one's asked it, but I'm sure people will ask. We are playing on world class. I'll show you that now. There's the line. So you can see that at the top of the screen, world class and 6-minute games. So yeah, we'll head into the game now, guys. Hopefully we can do better than we did in the last one. Here we go then, guys. So Marseille are our opponents. We are at home this time, which of course does favour us, but I'd say Marseille are probably the trickiest team we'll face in pre-season. Bayer Leverkusen are a very good team. We managed to beat them 2-1 at home, but I think Marseille are a bit of a step up from those, so it'll be interesting to see how we cope here, especially coming back after that 2-0 defeat to Mönchengladbach. But last pre-season before the season starts, let's go. I wanted him to get going. Never mind. Come on, Simpson. Men in there. Joe's in there. I'm going to hit this. Oh my god. When the keeper missed that, I actually thought that might drop in. What an effort. Really good start straight away in this game. I know we only played a couple of minutes, but pinging the ball around nicely. Some good runs being made from the players, and that shot there was a long way out, but it wasn't too far from the keeper. Was definitely worried about it, but hopefully we can keep this up, guys. Could do some sport. Weimann's coming slowly. Oh, Joe, well played. Oh, unlucky. So that's half time, guys, at the King Power Stadium. It is Leicester City 0, Marseille 0, but the improvement we have made from the last game has been outstanding. It's very much like the first match. I don't know whether it's because we're at home or this change of formation, but I feel a lot more comfortable in this match. Marseille still had a bit of a threat, but we've had more of a threat, I'd say. You can see on the stats it's quite a close game. 2 shots, 1 on target from both teams, but Marseille are a good team, and this will be a decent point. So we're going to make a couple of changes here at half time. We're going to chuck on Nick Powell for Drinkwater to try him out, because we've not given him much of a go yet. And we're also going to chuck on David Nugent for Ajoa. So we'll see how that goes, guys, and I'll speak to you in the second half. Right. It's a good move. Great save, Schmeichel. We should get this out. We should get this out. Oh my life, that's a let off, because I couldn't select the right player to get it rid. Nicked in. Nick Powell. Come on, son. I'm about to take a long ranger here. He's got the run on him. It's nowhere near. Under a lot of pressure. It was a decent break from the young player, and he's unlucky, really.
I mean, I think we thought coming into this match, Martin, that it would be evenly matched.
I played. Come on, Knockaert.
Now they can use some width. That's a good pass.
Oh, Knockaert. It's beautiful. He's pushed me over. He's giving it as well. That is quality play from Knockaert. We've got the penalty. He just pushed me over there. I was off balance as it is, and it's a pretty soft one, and the kind of penalty that you wouldn't see on FIFA 14, I think it's fair to say. Look at this. Player in the way there, but you can see, look, he pushes me, I go down, and we get the chance to win the game here, guys. I think I sorted out the set piece taker, because our highest rated penalty taker should be on it. It's Weimann. That's his penalty, 75. Oh no, there is Nugent with 76, because he wouldn't normally be on the pitch. We'll leave it with Weimann now. as it's only friendly. Come on, Vyman. Yes, 1-0 Leicester. 86th minute, right near the end, and it was a piece of magic from Anthony Knockaert that, oh god, Vyman went to kick the corner flag and missed it. Yeah, it was a piece of magic from Anthony Knockaert, cutting inside his defender. He pushed him over and conceded the penalty, and we take a late lead here. Hopefully we can hold on to this, and it'll be a really nice win, this will.
Still trying to find an escape route here.
Out. Oh my god, it's bobbling. Oh no way, 1-1, 90th minute cheese strikes. I actually lost the ball there, it got nodded down, and it was just, what even happened there? What even happened? Gets the volley away somehow in the middle of all that, and I'm glad that's a friendly, otherwise I would be mad. Never mind, 1-1, still not a bad result. I just thought after we got that late penalty we might actually win the game, but 1-1, probably Marseille deserve it. A draw would be a fair result, so hopefully we'll get a draw now and not throw this away. So guys, it did end up finishing 1-1 in the end. You can see there they actually had a lot more shots than us. It was a pretty close game. That doesn't really reflect the match because they had a few long ranges. But 1-1 against Marseille, not a bad result. They didn't have their first team out at the start of the game, but after they brought on the 3 subs, it was still a very strong team. And 1-1 by no means a bad result. It was a nice way to end the pre-season really after we played so badly against Borussia Mönchengladbach. We really did get dominated in that match, but we really held our own today against Marseille. Nice penalty as well after that nice bit of skill from Anthony Knockaert. It was nice to see that paying off, but hopefully we can play more like this rather than how we played against Mönchengladbach in the Premier League, which starts in the next episode with a game against Everton at the King Power. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be a tough season this is, guys, and a real test of our abilities as a club. So I'll see you in the next episode, guys, where, as I just mentioned, the Premiership season will be starting with our home game against Everton. So I hope to see you all there. Nidge out. You can. Nice drop of the shoulder. Oh my god, instantly. We're 1-0 up within 3 minutes. You can see the camera shaking as the crowd drives to their feet and drives slowly.